You are listening to the Certified Personal Trainer Podcast, a show by personal trainers for personal trainers. It's time to become a better trainer, get more clients, and change more lives. And now, here's your host, the head coach and founder of Fitness Mentors, Eddie Lester.
Hey guys, welcome to Fitness Mentors Certified Personal Trainer Podcast. My name is Eddie Lester, your host, and I'm extremely excited to be back. I hope that you guys really enjoyed the previous podcasts in which we had some mentorship calls with students asking questions that are so common for the industry. So if you haven't checked those out, definitely go back and listen to those, as there's a lot of great information for new trainers, new virtual trainers, trainers that are already experienced online, that are looking to grow. There's a ton of great content from those students. And also keep in mind that every single person that purchases a Fitness Mentors CPT package or bundle gets that mentorship included, which includes one of those calls to directly help you. So with that in mind, let's go over today's topic, which is how to set up your virtual personal training space. And I'm really excited about this topic because a ton of people, really want to know exactly the best way to set up their studio or their virtual gym environment in order to make it the most appealing for their clients. And also I'm going to throw in some really good tips on some training techniques, as well as everything that we kind of think of when we start a virtual training we'll say production to some degree. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing that is super important, we're going to go over a few items that you need first. First thing that's going to be required pretty much is going to be just a basic smartphone, whether that be an iPhone or an Android phone of some type. Your smartphone is going to run your entire virtual training business. I highly recommend that you have a decent one or invest in one that might have a decent camera quality or really good, we'll say, internet, because that's something that's super important to have fast quality internet. Something like 5G that is new is extremely fast as you're going to be live streaming through the internet, so that is very important. We'll say number 2 item that you're going to need is a tripod. I'm using a tripod right now with my phone right here, and basically when you think of a place that you're going to set up your space, a tripod's going to put you right at the right level, and it's going to allow you just to have something that you can talk directly to as if you're talking to your clients. So it's basically just that item that will hold the phone. Pretty simple, but there's one actual, we'll say, accessory to a tripod that I highly recommend if you do a lot of, we'll say, moving during your workout, if you have a larger space, or if you want your camera to follow you as you walk back and forth to, we'll say, different pieces of equipment or something like that. This is called the Pivo Pod, P-I-V-O pod, and this pod is actually you're going to stick your phone on it, and it's actually going to follow you by turning, so that basically you can train in a 360-degree environment if you'd like, which is pretty dang cool for those of you that have access to a pretty solid gym or a garage gym that allows you to go to different areas of the gym to, we'll say, do different types of exercises, workouts, equipment, sort of stuff. So check out the Pivo Pod. I will put a link, and this actually just goes right on top of the tripod, screws right into it, and all you need is just that little base, which is the Pivo Pod. I will put a link in the show notes so that you can go check that out. Very, very cool, in my opinion, for those that are, really, we'll say, more mobile in their workouts. Next, we are going to talk about the setup for your gym environment. Now, it's super important that you're going to want to set up your scene. So when you think about producing any content or doing a video of some sort, you want to have a scene that feels welcoming. And one of the things that I highly recommend that you do when setting up your scene is to make sure that you have a more or less a blank wall in the background, or something simple like a setup like this, which has gym equipment on the wall. Very fitting for the fitness industry in that sense. But a blank wall with a relatively blank or single colored floor and a mat. These types of items make it feel welcoming. It feels like you're in a studio, and that really can help you just provide a nice, clean looking environment for you to, we'll say, teach in or train your clients in. One thing that's very important is you don't want a lot of clutter. So at the most, if you want items in your scene, we'll call it, maybe one plant or one image on the wall, something very simple, clean, and not too busy or looking cluttered. That's going to be very important, as those when it does get kind of cluttered, it kind of makes it feel a little almost stressful of a scene. So you want it to just be clean, look nice, and removing all clutter is very important. And then another kind of tip that I have for when we think of training online and training through your phone or live streaming your workouts in that respect is, if you're setting up a scene without the pivot camera and you're just going to be in one specific location, one thing that you can do to make it always clean is to set all of your equipment off camera, except for the equipment that you're using for that particular exercise. You taking the equipment, bringing it onto your scene, and then going through your workout is going to be a great way to make it seem very organized. It's going to, once again, not have clutter everywhere or equipment everywhere. So when you think about the exercises that you're doing, take your equipment, set it all just off camera or just off scene, and then go pick it up when you're ready to use those pieces of equipment. And then once you're done, set them off camera and grab the next piece. That will allow you to always have a clean environment, not look messy, and also just for safety for you. If you're doing whatever type of movements or workouts, you want to make sure that your area is clean and safe as well, or with no clutter. And then moving forward from that, when we think about, kind of the simplicity of your scene, your clothing actually matters too. And when we think of clothing, it's going to be relatively form-fitting, because you want your clients to be able to see your limbs very clearly and your movements very clearly. And then when we think of the colors, you want to keep it relatively dull colors. And maybe even one single tone, like all black, or all navy, or all, we'll say, something that contrasts the wall behind you. If you have a white wall behind you, if you wear white, we'll say, the focus on you and your movements might get lost and blend in with your background. So as long as you contrast the background behind you, your clients are going to be able to see you very easily and clearly. That's something super important when we think about the teaching virtually, is because there's less of a three-dimensional feel, and it's going to feel like obviously two-dimensional, and therefore you want them to clearly be able to see you, which means you've got a contrast from your background. And also, one tip is not any crazy print. A lot of times, I know so many of you out there love some great colors and crazy prints on your outfits for your workouts. When you think about the best visual experience for your clients, if you have a ton of crazy print, that can sometimes be distracting to the movements regarding, we'll say, if they contrast with the background, or they don't contrast with the background, or some colors do and some colors don't in your outfit. There's crazy prints. There are definitely cases in which you can wear a we'll say, bright color and print, but make sure that it's very visible and clear. And one way you can do that is set up your scene and hit record on your camera, and then go through a few movements, see how it looks to you, and then you can always make the adjustments based on how you want it to look for your clients. So yeah, no crazy prints, not really any bright colors. Multi-colors on you might make it hard to see the movements as easily. So typically, one darker toned color if you have a white background. If you have a dark background, something lighter in color, so that's very easy to see. And then one thing, just an extra tip that I tell a lot of trainers out there. We on this podcast, we talk a ton about marketing. We talk a ton about getting clients. And we, really, that's one of our goals at Fitness Mentors, is to make sure that you are able to grow your businesses into full careers, make all the money that you want, gain that personal and financial freedom through virtual training, in-person training, getting certified. You know what we do here. But really, when we think about something that's going to assist you in becoming a better virtual trainer, I highly recommend that whatever scene that you set up for your virtual streaming workouts, that you do your own workouts in there and live stream them to the social media platforms that you have the most followers. People seeing you do the workouts, even if they just tune in for a quick minute to see what you're up to and say hi, You doing that and putting yourself out there, not only does it make you a better teacher because you're interacting with people constantly, but it also lets people know that they can join your workout if they want. And this isn't necessarily doing a free workout for them, but it's actually your workout. And whatever you do, they can follow along, or you can just be talking to people and networking during your workouts. You are the professional, you are the expert, you have all the knowledge to assist people. Let them see you in your, environment, in your habitat that you're the most comfortable in, and live stream your workouts and talk to people. Not only is this going to be good for, once again, you to get better at instructing and just talking to people during your paid for training sessions, but it will allow you to really just get a good feel for what people are most interested in about you and about your workouts, and then responding to those. And really, this is just something that is going to be so important for you building yourself as a brand and as a personal trainer, and really helping connect with people that are interested in learning more about you. So one additional we'll say software and tool that I also recommend streaming your own workouts, and then eventually, if you aren't doing this already, we'll say doing workouts that people can participate in or that you're training them on, is a software or mobile application called Join Salute. We've talked about this in many podcasts prior, but if you aren't using Join, or if you're interested in live streaming training right now, Join Salute is a platform that is gaining a ton of followers that are looking for workouts that are, we'll say, free. But what's great about Join Salute is that in one tap of one button on their app, they can donate or tip you for their workout. So when you think of either doing your own workouts or we'll say live streaming your paid for workouts, I'd say paid for in a specific meaning of that you're trying to earn income from them, meaning you're training the people out there through the camera. When you're doing that, doing it through Join Salute is a great tool to use because they can be tipped. There's already a marketplace of people out there on the app that are looking to do a workout at whatever time, and you are actually put on their schedule so people can join your classes and schedule them into their calendar. It also opens you up to a lot more, we'll say, attention from people looking for live streaming workouts. People are looking for live streaming workouts. Join Salute has a community of potential clients that you can train. We'll say one-on-one through the app. You can have them join your membership to where they get all of your we'll say previously recorded workouts set, or it is included in the membership. And also all live streams. You could have special live streams that are just for members. You can build a full virtual training business on Join Salute the app. So that's just another tip that I've seen a ton of trainers be very successful with. I think their technology and software is sleek and very modern and kind of cutting edge. So that's another tip that I always recommend for those of you that are looking to kind of get started. Jump on that Join Salute, and Salute is spelled SALUT. Joinsalute.com, and you can download the app, create a profile, and literally be training in 10 minutes. So I highly recommend that, as well as just another tool for your toolbox of live streaming. So with that in mind, awesome to chat with you guys again. Look out for next week's episode. We have some really big announcements coming up in the next few weeks, so stay tuned on our social media, through our podcast, on our YouTube channel. Subscribe if you're not there. And if you are not added to our email list, I highly recommend that you go onto our site, fitnessmentors.com, and sign up for our, we'll say, email newsletters or any of our opt-ins there. As we got some great announcements that are going to really, really help a lot of trainers that are looking to create a career as an entrepreneur, as a fitness and health professional. So, and that is virtual, online, obviously, live streaming, in-person, boot camps, gyms, whatever you want to create, we have the roadmap coming for you. So very excited to announce that in the next few weeks here. But until next time, I hope you guys have a great day and keep kicking your clients' butts. I'll see you soon. Cheers.
As always, thanks for listening to the Certified Personal Trainer Podcast. You can learn more about Fitness Mentors at fitnessmentors.com. Be sure to share this podcast on social media. And remember, We are here to help you succeed.